Hey love, I'm Gina, a fitness, nutrition, and self-love coach, helping high-achieving women heal their relationship with food and their bodies so they can finally feel free, strong, and confident in their own skin. If you've ever felt stuck in the cycle of restriction, binging, and body shame, trust me, you are not alone. On this podcast, we're calling out diet culture BS, building your dream body without the obsession, and getting real about what it actually means to love yourself in a world that constantly tells you not to. I've been there. Anorexia, binge eating, body hate, you name it, I've lived it. And now I help women just like you find food freedom, feel sexy in their skin, and take their damn power back. So get ready, because the Fit Without Obsession podcast starts now. What if the very thing you have been told to fear, which is eating more, is actually the thing that would get you the results you've been chasing? We've really honestly been trained to see eating less as this like gold standard for weight loss, smaller portions, more cardio, cutting carbs. And if you're really serious, maybe you've even gone to keto or intermittent fasting. And I've been there. I remember clearly eating 1,200 calories a day, running on caffeine, working out like 6 days a week. And you know what I got from that? I got exhausted. I really wrecked my hormones, and I felt like my body was actually holding onto every ounce. And I was on top of all that, still obsessing over food 24/7. By the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly why eating more, yes, more, might be the thing that your body has been begging for, and how to do it without feeling like you're letting yourself go. So again, I want to start off by going into the lie that we really have been conditioned to believe from diet culture. There's this myth that less food equals more weight loss. And our bodies are really honestly so much more complex than calories in and calories out. Like, we are not robots, right? So yes, maybe on paper it makes sense to cut back a little bit on your calories and your body will lose the weight, but it doesn't always equate to that, especially when we are chronically under eating. Because when we do under eat chronically, it can lead to metabolic adaptation, which essentially means your body slows calorie burn to protect you, aka survival mode. Like, if you're eating less, your body is going to try to make sure that you continue to live when you're not giving it enough food to really be able to sustain life. It also is going to lead to hormonal disruption. So that means your cortisol is going to spike through the roof, which we know that cortisol is actually going to continue to have you hold on to weight, especially around your midsection. First off, it's also going to make you feel like shit to have high cortisol. Like, having high stress doesn't feel good for anyone. It's going to disrupt your thyroid. It's going to throw off your hunger signals, your leptin and ghrelin. And it's also going to lead to muscle loss. And when we have less muscle, it means that we are going to be burning less calories at rest. And even if the scale drops, you might see a couple pounds come off, even more than that, and that might feel exciting. But when we are under eating to do it, we're not only losing body fat, we're also losing muscle, which is the opposite of what we want. And if eating less really works long term, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast right now. I want you to understand that. You wouldn't have clicked on this. You wouldn't have dialed in, wanted to know why, because you've done it once and you've been done with it. It doesn't continue to work. Maybe even if you in the past ate less and lost weight in the moment, your body cannot continue to sustain that forever. And you're here because the eat less, move more formula has really failed you, just like it's failed millions of other women out there. And I want to share, I had a client recently. I know she came to me eating around 1,300 calories. She was doing cardio every single day. And she had been stuck at the same weight for months, honestly, almost even a year. And she thought that she needed to continue to cut more. But what I guided her through, instead of doing that, we actually increased her calories by 500 calories a day. We reduced her cardio. And within 6 weeks, she was losing fat, building muscle, and actually had way more energy than she had in years. And I know you're like, what is this magic formula? But I need you to understand, we're going to go into what actually happens in your body when you eat too little, and why eating more is really the answer right now to you actually getting to that body composition that you want. So again, I kind of mentioned this before, but I really want to dive into the first thing is that metabolism slows down when you eat too little. Your body is smart. So it thinks okay, we're not getting enough fuel, better slow down to survive in this moment. So you end up burning fewer calories doing the exact same things. Workouts end up feeling harder and the scale won't even budge. So You literally could be doing the exact same things and it's actually working less and less and less because your metabolism is continuing to slow down. Also, when you eat too little, again, we're going to get muscle loss. So without enough calories, especially protein, your body will break down muscle for energy. Like, yes, carbs are your body's preferred source of fuel. If you were eating well, like that is going to be what your body uses and digests, and we're not going to be like using the muscle breakdown, right? Because protein can actually be broken down for energy. It's a lot more of a complex process. And again, we don't really want to be in a space where you're continuously doing that. That means that your body is in that survival mode and you're not giving it enough. And so when we have less muscle, that in turn affects your metabolism. Again, it slows down your metabolism because the more muscle that we have on our body, the higher the metabolism is that we have. You're also going to have less strength, and you might even find that like you get this like skinny fat look, which essentially is like you're smaller, but you're looking softer, you're not feeling as toned, and you're not feeling confident in your body. You're also going to cause hormonal chaos when you eat too little. So low calories spike cortisol, tank your thyroid, and they mess with leptin and ghrelin, the hormones that literally tell you when you're full and when you're hungry. So this is why you can start to feel out of control around food, because your body really truly starts to scream for more. And then we also can get really caught up in the binge restrict cycle. So if you feel like you're binging every night, or we get to every weekend and we're binging, like I know you think you have a willpower problem, but really it's likely because you're eating too little. Under eating doesn't make you disciplined. It actually makes you human, and humans have survival instincts, right? Like our bodies are there to help us continue life. Your body is going to start fighting back with cravings, overeating, and again, those binge episodes. And it's not because you can't like try hard enough, or you should be more disciplined, or you should have more willpower. No, it's like literally because you're starving it. You're starving your body. And also your performance can drop. And I know this might not seem like the most important thing, but like honestly, I don't know if you know this, but like when you work out and you feel strong and you feel like a badass and you leave the gym feeling energized, like that is one of the best feelings in the world. And when we don't eat enough, like they literally start feeling like a grind. Like your recovery is going to slow down, you feel much weaker, and you don't feel stronger. And then you end up beating yourself up for that. Your body isn't trying to betray you when you stop losing weight on low calories. It's actually trying to keep you alive. So we really need to understand that before we can kind of talk about now the benefits of eating more. Because when we do eat more, essentially we're going to have the opposite effect of eating too little and all of the great effects that you're looking for. So when you do eat more, you're going to boost that metabolism. So when your body isn't in survival mode, it burns energy more naturally, even at rest. Like your body's going to feel good. It's going to trust you. It's going to know like, hey, I can actually burn out more energy because I know that more fuel is coming in the tank. And in turn, like this is going to help you by eating more, preserve and build muscle. Because muscle is your metabolic gold. More fuel and resistance training is actually going to get you the leaner, tighter, and stronger look that you're looking for. Eating more is also going to improve your hormones, not dysregulate them. Your hunger cues are going to start to normalize. Your energy is going to stabilize, and that constant food noise that you're feeling and thinking about actually gets quiet. We also get to have better workouts, because when you have enough fuel, when you have more fuel, it means better lifts, more endurance, faster recovery, and you're going to actually start seeing progress in the gym instead of feeling like you're working so hard and you're just spinning your wheels because nothing is sticking. And this is one of my favorite parts of eating more, is it's going to actually help you break the food obsession that you're struggling with. Because when your body trusts you to feed it, you're going to stop thinking about food all the time. And cravings finally lose their grip. When I personally started eating more, my body didn't blow up like I feared. Like I literally thought if I ate more, I was going to get fat, I was going to get bulky, I was going to like lose everything about myself. But my body actually changed in the best way. My shape improved. I ended up feeling way stronger. My mood was much better. Like I wasn't depressed anymore. My anxiety severely lowered. Like I was feeling so much more calm, and I was able to just finally feel at peace in my skin. And on top of that, again, like I didn't obsess anymore. I stopped feeling like I had to be this like perfect person that ate the exact amount of calories, that did the exact amount of calories burned in the gym. Like I actually trusted it more. And I know you're listening to this and you're like, okay, that sounds great. I would love all those benefits. I would love that. But like, I'm scared to eat more and I don't really know where to start. So I'm going to first off tell you how you can start to safely increase your calories, because I don't want it to feel like all of a sudden you've been eating like the littlest amount and then you like just welcome like binges all day long. And then you end up being back at square one because you feel gross, you feel bad about it, and then you want to restrict again. So we want to do this in a way like where you are going to gain trust with it. and you're not going to be as scared going through the process. So the first thing you need to do is to start slow. You don't need to jump your calories like 1,000 calories by tomorrow. Like, yes, maybe at some point you can get there, and I think that's the end goal, right? Like, to not be eating like the littlest bit, but you could start by adding 100 to maybe 150 calories about every 1 to 2 weeks. So again, this could look like if you've been eating 1,200 calories, like, okay, don't try to eat 2,000 calories tomorrow. Yes, I know your body can get to that place where it can eat 2,000 calories and you're not going to gain a ton of weight, but that's not going to be doable, right? Like, it's just not going to be feasible. So like, can we eat 1,300 calories for the next week or two and see how that feels? And then increase again from there. I also want you to focus on protein, because that's going to allow you from losing that muscle mass, right? Like, obviously every macronutrient is important, but we do want to support your muscle and recovery. So making sure that you're getting enough protein at every single meal is going to be key here. And then again, not neglecting the other macros. So making sure that you're balancing your macros. So you need to include carbs for training performance, and you need to include healthy fats for hormones. Like, every single macronutrient literally has a purpose in our body. That is why I will never, ever, 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 you heard it here, I'll say it again, I will never endorse a keto diet. And that's because we need carbs to function. Literally, your brain needs so many carbs just to help you stay alive. So yeah, maybe you'll lose weight on the keto diet, but you're gonna also feel like shit. I also want you to, while you're increasing your calories, like, keep lifting. Like, it's okay to continue to be in the gym, right? Like, direct those extra calories toward building muscle, not just having fat storage. So like, if we sit around and we say, okay, I'm going to eat more, but I'm going to like lay on the couch all day and like do nothing, like, that's not going to help your body composition, right? Like, you want to have a better body composition. That's the goal. That's one of the reasons you're listening to this. So like, keep lifting, but again, fuel for those lifts. Don't neglect the food that you need to be able to be in the gym. And if you need to, again, use tracking as a tool, but not a forever plan. So sometimes tracking for a few weeks can actually be the fastest way to make sure you're eating enough. Like, it can actually push you to eat more, especially, again, if you've been eating 1,200 calories, like, you getting to a place where you can eat like double that, that might be scary. You might not necessarily like be able to intuitively sense that. You might need to use tracking as a tool to understand, like, okay, I need to eat like a couple more 100 calories today to make sure I'm getting enough, even if I don't feel hungry. But again, like, we're going to graduate to intuitive eating eventually, and I don't want you to stay stuck in that tracking mindset. Now, I want you to understand that the fear of weight gain is completely normal. But eating more is not losing control. It's actually choosing strategy over struggle. Strong and lean and confident women, they don't live in a calorie deficit 24/7. They actually fuel their bodies, and they let their training and recovery do the work for them. And confidence doesn't come from restriction. It comes from fueling your body and trusting yourself. So again, remember, eating more can actually jumpstart your metabolism. It can protect your muscle. It can balance your hormones, improve your workouts, and quiet that food obsession. Honestly, the hardest part is pushing past the fear. But on the other side of that is a stronger and freer version of you. Like, that's the only step you have to take, right? Is to push against that fear. And then you can have all of those amazing benefits I just talked about. And I can tell you firsthand, like, I'm eating more than I ever dreamed possible. I just actually went on a kind of 4-week mini cut. I eat intuitively, but I wanted to tune in, just kind of, see where I was at for 4 weeks. My deficit calories, so the calories I was eating to lose weight, were 2,000 calories. And I know you're listening to this and you're like, how the fuck did that happen? It's because I slowly started eating more. I started to boost my metabolism to meet that. I started actually letting my body trust me. And I want you to know, if you are tired of spinning your wheels and you're ready to learn exactly how to fuel your body in a way that feels good, it actually gets you results and ends the obsession, that's exactly what we do inside my new group program, Fed Up to Free. I have the link down in the show notes. You can also visit me on Instagram at @thefitbean_. See the link in my bio. You can learn more. Doors are open now. We're actually going to kick off September 15th. So make sure you hop in if this is something that you really want to work through in a community, in a space where you're going to feel safe opening up and having people support you. I know that you can do this. And I just want to end with this. Like, envision yourself eating more and enjoying it. I know that's what you want. I know that that's why you clicked on this episode. And I'm here to give you the permission and tell you that you can do that and still have the body that you were hoping and dreaming for. Thank you so much for tuning into the Fit Without Obsession podcast. If this episode helped you heal, grow, or just feel a little less alone, go ahead and hit the follow button so that you never miss a moment of this journey. And if you loved it, share it on your stories and tag me at @thefitbean_. I seriously love seeing what resonates. Sharing this podcast helps more women step out of a session and into their power. And that ripple effect starts with you. And if you're ready for deeper support, check the show notes for ways that we can work together. Just remember, eat the pasta, wear the shorts, and love the hell out of your life. You deserve it always. Talk soon.